Welcome to another short presentation, this time in fulfillment of Learning Plan 5's activity. This is a presentation on emergency operations centers and the individual roles of workers within the EOCs. My name is Michael Cortez. I am a National American University master's degree student, and this is coursework for course CJ 6250, Management of Critical Incidents. A little bit about myself. Again, I am a Master's of Management degree student with a criminal justice emphasis from National American University. The course again is CJ 6250, Management of Critical Incidents. I am, in my personal life, a criminal justice professional. I am a Master Peace Officer from the state of Texas. I work with a municipal police department in which I have obtained the rank of lieutenant. On today's scenario, we're going to place emphasis on emergency operations centers and the individual roles of people within EOCs that help them to function. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into the function of emergency operations centers, or EOCs. Emergency operations centers is a physical or virtual location from which coordination and support of incident management activities is or are directed. They serve as a resource outlet for large-scale critical incident operations. They assist in the real-time management support of large-scale critical incident operations. And EOCs are commonly established off-site from where the actual critical incident is occurring. So in regard to the various topics that we have spoken about throughout this semester in this course, EOCs are probably the last aspect of critical incident response, simply because they are established for larger scale critical incidents. Not all critical incidents require the establishment of an EOC. Pre-planning is an integral part of EOC establishment. At least 2 sites should be designated for emergency operation centers deployment prior to the actual critical incident. And the EOC's task or main role is not first-line management of first responders due to them having their own operation centers, but it is rather to provide an off-site and behind-the-scenes pipeline of support for their individual operations and the needs of the critical incident at hand. Once an emergency operations center has been established for a critical incident, it's important to understand the roles and the required skills of these individuals within the EOC. And I've broken them down into 2 columns here. On the left side, we identify the executive staff, which is the emergency manager and his deputy emergency manager. On the right side of the slide here, we identify the command staff who reports directly to the emergency manager. And within the command staff, we have roles such as the scribe, public information officer, safety officer, liaison officer, operations coordination chief, planning coordination chief, investigation and intelligence coordination chief, the resource coordination chief, and the finance and administration coordination chief. So all these individual roles, all these individual players within the EOC help the EOC to function properly and must be established for proper function. So let's begin to break down the individual roles and the required skill set for each specific role within the EOC. And we will begin with the executive / emergency manager staff, which includes himself or herself. The emergency manager is essentially the head of the EOC and is tasked with organizing, directing, and coordinating the functions of the EOC. The emergency manager's role is to keep EOC staff focused on operations and recovery efforts, and it is essential that this person has excellent leadership and communication skills. The Deputy Emergency Manager reports directly to the EM and directly assists the EM with leading and constant function of the EOC. The Deputy Emergency Manager must also possess leadership and mentoring skills. Continuing, we will identify the command staff again within the EOC and break down their roles and skills required. So for the scribe is tasked with documenting chronologically information regarding actions taken within the EOC. And the scribe basically documents everything that takes place within the operation to include any major changes. The scribe is skilled in multitasking, listening, and recording. The Public Information Officer, or PIO, is pretty much the face and voice of the EOC. They gather information from the executive staff to disseminate to either the media or the general public. And the PIO must be skilled in communication and should also be a strong speaker, naturally. Safety officer, the role is to manage the overall safety and hazards of the crisis at hand, to implement methods to approaches to the crisis and prevent any continuance of hazardous or unsafe operations. Has an understanding of safety and of also OSHA requirements in these critical incident responses, and they should also have a general assessment or also have general assessment skills to complete the tasks of the safety officer. In this next portion of the presentation, we identify or continue to identify the different roles within the EOC, and we identify the liaison officer, whose role is to identify necessary support personnel and make them available to the EOC. They are skilled in planning and communications. The Operations Coordination Chief manages all consequence-related operational activities from scene support to resolution. They are skilled in precisely directing others around them. Planning Coordination Chief ensures the continuance of operations and works toward recovery. They are skilled in strategic thinking and keeping the team focused on the overall mission. The Investigation and Intelligence Chief is tasked with performing ongoing assessment and analysis of info and intelligence critical to the incident. They are skilled in investigation and management skills. Being a great report writer and having good review skills is also essential for this job. Resource Coordination Chief, they order, document, and stage all resources needed during operation of the EOC. This individual needs to possess great management skills and documentation skills. And lastly, here we have the Finance and Administration Control Chief. The Finance Administration Control Chief manages and understands the financial resources needed to sustain EOC operation and records incidents thoroughly for possible future reimbursement of funds to contributing agencies or organizations. They are skilled in finance, purchasing, and payroll. So in this brief presentation, we have learned that in regards to emergency operations centers, we must be prepared as organizations or managers dealing with crisis incidents. Emergency operations centers are crucial to managing and to the resolution of large-scale crisis incidents. The main function of EOCs are to provide continuing support and management of necessary resources during these crises. The EOC is located off-site and away from the crisis or operations area, and the multiple roles and tasks of individuals within the EOC are individually important to sustain support for others during times of crisis. Here we have a list of reference information that I used to put together this short presentation. If you would like to contact me, feel free to do so via my email, which is at sbpdmike125@hotmail.com. Thank you for taking the time to review this short presentation on EOCs. Have a great day.